Today, we shall be looking at a mind-blowing question on the internet, considering the impact of this to humanity. Please, we will need your views and comments after watching. The question is, what if the internet suddenly shut down? The internet has become the backbone of modern civilization. We rely on it for communication, banking, navigation, entertainment, and even survival. But what if one day it just vanished? No warning, no explanation, just gone. A world silenced in an instant. The screens go black, the connections sever, the chaos begins. How will the world feel in the first 24 hours? A world in freefall. At first, confusion. People check their phones, refresh their browsers, restart their routers, but nothing. The silence spreads. Minutes turn into hours, and an eerie realization creeps in. This isn't a glitch. This is something much worse. Panic ignites like wildfire. Banks freeze, transactions fail. The stock market, once the pulse of the global economy, flatlines. Millions stare at ATM screens flashing error as desperation sets in. Supermarkets descend into chaos, aisles ransacked, cash registers useless, crowds turning into mobs. Flights remain grounded, stranded passengers demanding answers no one has. Hospitals, dependent on digital systems, plunge into crisis as life-saving data disappears. Emergency services become overwhelmed, drowning in a sea of unanswered distress calls. In just 24 hours, the world teeters on the edge of collapse. But the real terror isn't just in what's happening, it's in why it's happening. The darker truth would be, who pulled the plug? The internet is not invincible. It never was. It is controlled by corporations, by governments, by unseen hands pulling the strings. Could this be an accident? Or is this an act of war? Some believe in the internet kill switch, a hidden failsafe allowing world leaders to shut down global networks in an instant. Egypt did it in 2011. China has tested it. Could this be the next step? A deliberate blackout to reset society under a new world order? Others whisper of the Great Reset, a long theorized plan by global elites to wipe the digital slate clean. No debt records, no financial autonomy, no dissent, just controlled chaos, paving the way for total submission. A world rebuilt, but on whose terms? Then there's the specter of cyber warfare. Hackers have already proven their ability to cripple power grids and financial institutions. But what if this wasn't an attack on one nation? What if this was the opening move of a silent war, one fought with keyboards instead of bombs, where the battlefield is invisible and the casualties are everyone? Whatever the cause, one thing is certain: the internet didn't break, it was taken. Survival in a digital blackout. With the digital world erased, the rules of survival shift. Forget influencers and billionaires. Your status is now measured in something far more primal: control over real-world resources. Cash, once dismissed as outdated, becomes invaluable. Bartering replaces e-commerce with goods and skills as the new currency. Those who know how to farm, hunt, and build thrive. Cities become battlegrounds for resources. The unprepared, lost without Google to guide them, struggle to adapt. A new class of rulers emerges, not Silicon Valley tech giants, but those who own land, water, and weapons. Civilization fractures, and for many, the world spirals into a dystopian nightmare. The bigger fear: is this just the beginning? If the internet can be taken once, what's stopping them from doing it again? Was this a test run, a global compliance experiment, a warning shot before something far worse? We are accelerating into an age of AI, digital IDs, and cashless societies, a world where privacy is a myth and freedom is a relic of the past. The question is, who really controls the digital age? And more terrifyingly, what happens when they decide you don't belong in it? What you can do right now: stockpile cash, because your digital wealth could be erased overnight. Secure essential supplies, food, water, survival gear, because the safety net you depend on may not be there tomorrow. Learn offline skills, because in a world without search engines, your survival depends on what you know, not what you can look up. Guard your privacy, because every step into the digital world makes you more vulnerable to those who control it. The next internet shutdown won't be a question of if, it will be a question of when. And when it happens, will you be ready? Join the conversation before it's too late. Could you survive in a world without the internet? Would society ever recover, or is this the beginning of something darker? Drop a comment below. Let's talk before the lights go out again.